Welcome to this introductory session, where we are going to focus on several key points relating to maintaining escape door compliance. Developed to assist the various stakeholders, review briefly covers responsibility, education, verification, inspection, expertise, and ways and means relating to escape door compliance. Are you the responsible person? If not, do you know who is? According to the Fire Safety Order 2005, responsibility for ensuring compliance sits primarily with the person who has day-to-day control of the facility. In education, this is often, but not always, the head teacher. Understanding responsibility is a crucial first step, along with understanding the requirements for escape door compliance and knowing where to seek help. This short webinar aims to provide clarity on compliance and identifies areas of non-compliance. It will also cover the support services available from ABLOY UK. Confirming that your service provider is specifying and completing work to the relevant escape door standards is also important, as their work also becomes the responsibility of the on-site person. Significant fines for non-compliance or for not ensuring proper maintenance of escape doors and routes have been imposed. With the release of the Grenfell Report and the introduction of Martin's Law, the focus on escape door compliance is growing. The result of getting compliance right is life safety, and the cost of getting it right is far less than the cost of getting it wrong. The time invested by you today will make your compliance journey easier and improve the safety of your facilities. The specific areas of focus for this session are: highlight some of the most common non-compliance scenarios to aid you in identifying issues. Examples of non-compliant access control additions to avoid a risk against life safety. Non-compliant, improvised solutions used for managing students who are attempting to leave site without permission. Let's start with some clarification. Fire doors are not always escape doors and vice versa. And a fire door inspection does not always extend to inspecting escape doors. So, it is important that as the responsible person on site, we pay specific attention to escape door compliance. Today, we will refer to them collectively as escape doors, or specifically as emergency or panic escape doors, identifiable by signage like the green running man. The standard BSEN 179 refers to devices used where people are familiar with the emergency exit plan. Lever handle-operated escape locks, or push pads, may be typical devices used. As a guide, fewer than 60 people should need to use these doors in an emergency. The standard BSEN 1125 often applies where occupants are not familiar with the building or escape plan, or where more than 60 people may need to use the door in an emergency. Importantly, operation of any escape or panic escape door must be completed by a single mechanical action. This is very important to remember, as we will be looking into adding additional access control or other control devices as part of this session. This illustration shows how escape doors might form part of the school's fabric. We have two perimeter panic escape doors complying with BSEN 1125, as these are final escape doors, and several internal doors leading to escape routes and using BSEN 179 compliant hardware. As we can see, the number of escape doors is significant, so understanding and managing compliance is vital. The motivations to escape from a room or a building are varied. These include gas or chemical leaks, or an attack on one person or group by another. As the responsible person, you need to be able to identify any break in the compliance chain. Here, obvious, improvised solutions have been deployed to control escape doors. All too often, less obvious barriers prevent escape. Escape or panic escape doors are for swift evacuation of the premises in an emergency. They should be easily accessible and operated with a single action. Help is available. ABLOY UK is committed to working with individuals and organizations to improve the awareness and understanding of escape door compliance. We operate the ABLOY Academy, conducting REBA-approved training, and are here to help support those responsible for maintaining life safety through escape door compliance. Let's take a closer look at how things go wrong when compliance is not understood or followed. Our example is a compliant BSEN 179 door operated with a single action for escape. The request was to add entry-only access control. The decision was to add a magnetic lock fitted to the door, and a means of releasing the lock was also added, either a break glass or a request to exit device. For compliant exit purposes, a single action operation is required to release the door. By adding the magnetic lock and the additional release mechanism, the door now requires a two-action operation for escape. As a result, the once compliant escape door has lost its compliance status. The non-compliance of these doors is less obvious and could easily be missed. On the left, a once compliant escape door has been fitted with a code lock. The code lock stops those without a code from exiting and adds a second operation for those with a code. Ask yourself, how would you react in an emergency situation if faced with this? On the right, a magnetic lock for entry access control has been added. Two actions are now required to operate the door for escape, making the door non-compliant. Note that there is also a lower magnetic lock, which could cause foot injuries or trip hazards. A compliant solution is straightforward and requires less equipment. To provide a compliant system, the existing mechanical lock case is swapped out with a suitable electromechanical device. This option maintains the single action requirement, which is critical. It also removes the need to install additional control devices, such as request to exit buttons or break glass devices. The security of the door and the premises is improved with this type of solution, because the electromechanical device can remain secure from the outside under power fail conditions. Better monitoring of the door status is also available, including door position, bolt position, and forced door alarm. To recap on key points, modifications to an existing escape door rest with the responsible person on site. Some non-compliant modifications are not as easily recognized as others. Specification and service providers should also be checked to ensure the latest compliance requirements are adhered to. Ensure compliance is understood and the correct solutions are deployed as a result of awareness and education. If you are unsure about any compliance issues, you can seek further verification and advice from the ABLOY UK team. There are numerous reasons why escape doors may need special management in educational facilities. We may need to monitor the perimeter of the premises for any potential unauthorized entry or student egress through escape doors. This may be for their own welfare as well as the security of the site. Keeping students safe is a key responsibility. However, what if we need to prevent students from using escape doors to leave the school grounds? How can we prevent free escape in a compliant way? How can we lock an escape door safely? In 2015, a new standard was introduced. ABLOY, as leading providers of escape door management, can help design a compliant solution for your specific requirements. The new standard BSEN 13637 allows us to manage escape doors more in line with the challenges educational and other facilities face. We can use this standard and the compliant equipment as a standalone solution, or in conjunction with other compliant solutions. The approved hardware facilitates the use of a read-in/out operation on an escape door, as well as offering delayed egress or blocked egress functionality. It is important to understand that BSEN 13637 is a standard. As such, equipment used for these applications must meet the performance requirements and must be tested together to provide a complete working solution. The result is that BSEN 13637 allows up to 2 actions to release an escape door. A common question is, why can't a break glass and a lock be used to secure an escape door? In simple terms, several devices connected together are needed to perform properly to ensure safe and reliable release of the escape door. The standard BS-EN 13637 requires compliant devices to be tested together and meet the performance standards. There are numerous detailed technical specifications that need to be met. Perhaps the most basic of which is that the control device must have a 30mm diameter red illuminated button. Standard control devices simply do not meet the test requirements for BS-EN 13637. They will not have been tested as multiple devices connected together to form a complete solution. Even a device on the compliant list of products loses its compliance status if connected with other equipment not tested with it. Understanding how and why a once compliant door becomes non-compliant is vital, because being able to identify and avoid non-compliance improves the safety of the school. Improvisation often adds to non-compliance, and this example shows how a once compliant door becomes not only non-compliant, but also illustrates the steps that are sometimes taken to prevent students from misusing escape doors. In this example, a non-compliant means of blocking and releasing an escape door has been deployed. A magnetic lock and a door release device prevent the single action required to release the door. Although this is non-compliant, students could still activate the release mechanism and open the door. So, to solve this problem, further improvisation is applied. The release devices are now located out of reach of the children, another non-compliant decision. Or they are located where they cannot be accessed by the children. Both of these breach compliance on the grounds of accessibility. These problem solvers are no more compliant than some of the more obvious non-compliant methods we examined previously. This type of solution puts life safety at risk and fails to meet the performance standards of BS-EN 13637. By allowing two actions, BS-EN 13637 facilitates improved management and problem solving for escape door misuse. Equipment must be tested too and meet the specification and performance requirements of the standard BS-EN 13637 and should offer a clear compliance declaration. How can we use BS-EN 13637 to solve these problems compliantly? In this example, our objective is to prevent students from opening a compliant emergency escape door and leaving the building. As the door is compliant with BS-EN 179, we know that the door can be easily opened with a single action. By adding a compliant means of blocking the door, in this case with a compliant EDS programmable terminal and a compliant tested locking solution, the door cannot be opened by using the door handle alone. To open the door, the EDS terminal must first be activated. BS-EN 13637 allows a second action to be introduced as part of the escape operation. When the EDS terminal is activated, a door release timer starts a countdown of up to 15 seconds, and if selected, an audible alarm is activated. This allows staff to respond to the student's action. At the end of the countdown, the door will be released, and escape through the door enabled unless additional control is added. There may be instances when an extended delay is required, or when staff require more control over an escape door. Where required, an additional means of control can be added, allowing the unlock delay to be extended by up to 3 minutes. In these situations, the controlled door and surrounding area must be visible from the location of the compliant controlling device. Our second example is for a readout requirement on an escape door. The reader is located adjacent to the door and operated with either a card or tag credential. This now prevents anyone without a credential from using the escape door because it is electrically blocked. To maintain escape compliance to BS-EN 13637, we have added an EDS control terminal. The specification is to fit a BS-EN 179 compliant mechanical lock case, allowing free exit. For controlled exit, the outreader must control an BS-EN 13637 compliant secondary locking system, An EDS terminal is therefore added to control the secondary lock and to allow egress by those without credentials. The use of a green break glass would not be compliant as it would not meet BSEN 13637. An entry reader would be a simple addition and would also control the secondary locking device via the EDS system. Before considering applying BSEN 13637 solutions, you should inform building control of your plans and ensure your service provider is familiar with the latest standards. On-site guidance and specification services you can trust are available free from ABLOY UK. ABLOY is a leading provider of locking and locking management solutions. From master key systems to advanced access control, intelligent mechatronic keys to biometric solutions, ABLOY offers free advice and guidance and is here to support you with your compliance and access management journey. We hope you have enjoyed this review webinar and found it useful. Take the time to understand your responsibility and how ABLOY can support you. Use the range of educational services ABLOY offers both online and in person. Verify your service providers are up to date with the relevant standards. Undertake an inspection or contact ABLOY to conduct an appraisal of your escape doors. Reduce risk and seek expertise if you are unsure. Discover the ways and means in which ABLOY can improve your access, management, safety and security. Thank you, and we look forward to being of service to you in the future.